Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the review of the third day's play in the second test between India and England. What an enthralling day's play it has been. Thanks mainly to the man of the day, the man of the hour, the man that India looked forward to, Shubman Gill, a youngster who has been quite disappointing in the first test and even the first inning of this test, but in the second innings, he's really come brilliantly good. I say brilliantly good because, but for his knock, or a century that in all, a hundred score of 104, but for that, India would really have been staring down the barrel today. Because, but for his innings, the other batsmen just threw away their wicket. We did not get the total that we looked forward to. Maybe we should have set England something like 450 or in excess of that. But by the end of the day, England needed 399 runs to win the test. And while that is not an easy target, we also know that one or two good innings can get you to that kind of a target, particularly on this pitch, which still does not have demons. There is the odd ball which is keeping low. There is a lot of bounce here and there. The ball is not turning as much as expected, but we expect that to change on the fourth day. Fourth day's pitches are usually dicey test pitches, particularly in India. And if India can get those early breakthroughs tomorrow, then I think it should be a good win for India. But we're getting ahead of the cart right now because the day really belonged to Shubman Gill. He started a bit hazily. He was lucky. There were a couple of LBWs. One he nicked it, and he claimed after that he didn't know he had nicked it. He said he went for the review only because the non-striker Shreyas Iyer asked him to go for the review, but he was not sure. Nobody was sure. But he took the review and he was surprised to find that he had the nick to that. The second LBW, the umpire's call came to his rescue. So there were two early breaks that he got. There was another break when he edged between the slip and the wicket keeper. That catch could have been taken had Joe Root been a slightly to the left, standing in a conventional position. He was not in conventional slip for the left arm spinner, and Shubman Gill got away with that. But in an innings like this, on a pitch like this, on an occasion like this, you definitely need luck coming your way. And what was particularly pleasing about the way Shubman Gill was that he just put these behind him. He was not at all phased by this. He just put these, let's say, lucky breaks behind him and then started batting. And that is when he showed what a superb stroke maker he could be. He handled the spinners brilliantly, sometimes playing against the spin, but always in control. That is a good part about his batting. He was always in control, even as he went for shots. And this is the kind of Indian batting that you really like to see, attacking the spinners whenever required. Because Indian batsmen have a history of playing spin bowling right from a young age on these pitches. So it's easier for them. Even the greatest of spin bowlers like Shane Warne haven't been able to make much headway in India because by and large Indian batsmen are good players of spin bowling. And today Shubman Gill, not yet 25 years of age, showed exactly why he is rated so highly. The way he handled the English spinners, played the shots, and the stroke play was absolutely magnificent. Like I said a little earlier, maybe he played against the turn, against the spin. It's not the conventional way to play spin, but it didn't matter because he was middling the ball so beautifully after those early escapes that England was always on the chase. The unfortunate part, though, was the other Indian batsman really didn't come to his support. There was Shreyas Iyer who disappointed once again. He had an 81 runs partnership with Shubman Gill, but again he disappointed, threw away his wicket. Of course, you can turn around and say it was a brilliant catch by the skipper, Ben Stokes. But then let's not forget that Iyer had no business playing that shot. He was trying to hit against the spin. He just lobbed the ball up in the air and he was caught brilliantly by Ben Stokes running back from mid off. He really skied the ball. I don't think there was a responsible shot at all, especially at a situation when India lost two early wickets. Both the openers, the Rohit Sharma, who looks awfully out of form, and Jaiswal, who was done in by a peach of a delivery from Anderson. In fact, James Anderson got both those wickets, and he really bowled well this morning. He's an old wily fox, and he showed exactly why he is reckoned to be one of the finest fast bowlers in the world today. And he picked up both those wickets very early. And at that stage, I think that the pressure all was on India, and it looked like we were under the cosh, really under the cosh, because our middle order batting has been a big flop of late. But at 81 runs, partnership sort of settled the nerves in the Indian dressing room. But later, Akshar Patel and Shubman Gill, both of them played really well. Akshar Patel is a very combative cricketer. He may be at number six, he may be batting two places higher. He probably would be an ideal number eight batsman. But nevertheless, he was sent at number six, and he showed that he had a lot of fight in him. That 45 runs he scored may not have looked very much in terms of the weightage of runs, but the 89 runs partnership that he put together with the fifth wicket with Shubman Gill really made a lot of difference, because it gave this batting lineup, the Indian batting lineup, some beef. There was some total to fall back on. Of course, Gill at the other end was stroking the ball brilliantly, and he got to his 100, 104 with 11 fours and two sixes of just 147 deliveries. But what was particularly pleasing was the way he played the spinners. Yeah, he used to be an opening batsman, but apparently he's asked the team management that he would like to bat at number three. They've agreed to that. And today he showed that against spin, he really was, he could be a top class player. He's still young, but the way he played today was absolutely brilliant. And India, thanks to his innings of 104 and those two partnerships, one with Akshar Patel, which was 89 runs, and another with Shreyas Iyer, which was 41 runs, helped India get to a total of 255. Mind you, it's not a big total, 255, but it was boosted further by the first innings lead of 143 runs. And that meant that England had to get 399 to win on a fourth day and a fourth innings pitch. They had a little bit of batting on the third day. The openers, Crawley in particular, and Deckett came out blazing. They played some lovely strokes. Like I said, Crawley even came out with a lovely six of Ashwin, and he seemed to be on top of it. But there was a brilliant catch taken by Bharat. This was off the bowling of Ashwin. Deckett had inner edged the ball, and there was nobody at forward short leg. The ball had ballooned up, and Bharat just came around, dived full leg forward. And the best part of that was it was a sigh of relief for the Indian team, because England was 50 for no loss, chasing 399, and the first wicket fell at 50. And as soon as Bharat took that catch, and everybody in the pavilion, everybody everywhere knew that it was out, the skipper Rohit Sharma was so overjoyed. He came and hugged Bharat, to show that, wow, this is the catch that I want. Now we've got our foot in. And that's exactly what has happened. India's got their foot in. England might have got to about 67 for one at the closer stumps. They made it in 14 overs, but tomorrow morning, especially if there is a little bit of dampness on the pitch, then Jasprit Bumrah, who really bowled brilliantly today, he was very unlucky. He bowled 5 overs. He must have beaten the batsman maybe a dozen times, getting past that outer edge. Not lucky enough to get the edge, or maybe the batsmen were not good enough to sneak it. They were just getting beaten again and again and again. But he bowled a lovely line, a lovely length, and he really tested both the English opening batsmen, particularly Crawley. And Crawley must be really relieved that he had seen the back of Jasprit Bumrah. But that is a battle that is still yet to be fought tomorrow, because with a damp pitch, morning, some sort of help for the bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah with his tail up, I think that will be a good session. And if India can get in those in the morning session a couple of early wickets, then I think we should be able to wrap up the test tomorrow itself, which is the fourth day. So that is the way the match progressed today. India, thanks to Shubman Gill, have got back into the match. I say got back because those two early wickets in the morning really looked like we were in trouble. But we got back into that match, and it is India which will be calling the shots here. Shubman Gill at the end of the day's play said he would give it 70-30 in India's favor. I would probably give it 80-20 in India's favor because unless England come up with, somebody plays out of their skin, not just one, maybe two batsmen play out of their skin, I don't think England can reach this kind of total. They may be having the baseball and they could think that they'd like to hit they hit their way out of trouble. But let's also not forget that when you play strokes, you're also apt to make mistakes. And this Indian bowling attack is not really easy to take on because Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin are three outstandingly experienced spinners, and bowling on Indian pitches, they should be very good. And of course, Bumrah is a world class fast bowler. He's another person that England just can't take lightly. So I think India hold all the cards at this stage. I would very much say that India are in the driving seat. It's just a question of trying to drive that advantage home tomorrow. And whatever you do, don't miss the first session's play tomorrow because that first session's play is really going to decide the match. I stick my neck out and say I don't expect the match to go on to the fifth day. I expect it to be finished tomorrow, the fourth day, and let's see how it goes. Good night.